Oh, let me tell you the day I had just walking over here, floor manager. Two other girls? With any luck, they'll bring all the old regulars straight to us. Well, I did a fair bit of research beforehand. Long as you get a little dirt under your belt, you can pretty much wing the rest. Oh, now I want to know what the ultimate optimal play is. How many girls could I yoink from him? A new shift schedule.
支配人お電話です。オーナーだって言ってるんですけど。
Oh, joy.
何の用や。
お疲れさん。お前ちょっと今から出られねえか。
な。
いやさ、お前と飲みたくなってよ。
どういう風の吹き回しや。あいにくあんたと酒飲むくらいなら自分の
I'd rather down a mug of my own piss.
やめとけ。あんまりうまいもんじゃねえぞあれは。店は下の連中に任せとけば一日ぐらいはなんとかなんだろう。俺は明日場公園で待ってる。早く来いよ。
おい。オーナーからの呼び出しや。いつ戻れるかわからんからあと頼んだで。
え、わかりました。主任にも伝えておきます。
すまんの。
No telling what shit he'll pull if I'm late. Well, he's gonna wait till after I take a piss. Maybe paradoxically, talking helps my lungs. I wonder how beating the shit out of someone would help my lungs. And off the bridge he goes. That man is probably dead. Yay, more money. Hey, I'm beating the shit out of Sega! Hey! I got a CP for beating the shit out of Sega! Whoo! Now that's a flow! If you didn't want this, you shouldn't pick a fight! Get real, you leech. What's all this then? Screw your little sales tax. Who wants to pay a tax every time we buy something? You bloodsucker. You bleed the whole country dry. Your anger is justified, but it's a necessary evil for the sake of the nation's people.
Huh?
All alone in a back alley. I represent the voice of the general populace, and I'm here to tell you we're fucking pissed. Then you'll know what oppression feels like. Riot! 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 Shut it, asshole.
Oi.
Let's tone it down. No sense ganging up on one guy. Have a little pride, huh? What? You don't know who this cockroach is, do you? It's the pencil-pushing dickwad that came up with the sales tax. What? Don't you watch the news? It's a new tax they're going to start charging next year. That is some bullshit. And this guy's the douchebag? That's highway robbery. Oh, I about lost it for a sec there.
Huh?
Who gives a shit? The government needs to know what the people think of their shit policies in a way they'll understand. And to that end, we're gonna set something on fire! Riot! 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 If you aren't a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. It's either us or them. No in between. Burn everyone who isn't us! So what you're really after is blowing off steam. Sure, see how far that gets you with me. Prepare for the revolution, asshole! The only revolution I'm going to see is you spinning in circles after I punch the shit out of you. Yes, you were out of line. Now go home and try not to set anything on fire. Public outrage sure fizzles fast. Especially when I'm around to beat the shit out of them and keep peace. Tayo is in the sun. If I may, can I buy you a drink, Sphinx?
Yeah.
No, I absolutely insist. Some kind of political big shot. You're driving a tank called the government. Yeah, that's the best way to describe the government. A giant fucking tank. Even if you're careful, people are gonna be pissed when you steamroll them. Gotta take some pride in that. Yep. Hell yeah, if you're trying to make the place better, even if you do fuck up sometimes, you're at least trying.
何やて
More taxes on top of the sales tax?
ええ
So, with everyone making such good money these days, you can't fault the government for wanting to get their hands in the pie.
え
That everyone could live with. Yeah, good luck with that. I consider it impossible, but even if they're throwing cash into the fireplace, nobody wants the government to hold out its hands. Well, I can't say I understand a lick of what you're trying to do, but take care of the country for us, alright? Wait, Majima-san, can you help me just once more? Got another mob waiting to string you up?
えいえ
I want to get your views on taxation. Boy! I'm out of my depth here. I know less than nothing on the subject of taxes. That's why you're perfect! You see, I had this idea. Perhaps someone who is completely ignorant of taxation could offer an entirely different perspective. It's no exaggeration. The fate of this country rests on your shoulders. Boy, I am a thug. I am a back alley thug, and you want me to steer the fate of this bloody country. Why the fuck not? Okay, you win. Let's talk some taxes. Now you better keep in mind, I don't know the first thing about tax policy. Don't expect much.
ええ
No, that's exactly why I asked you. I know you'll have some unique insights, not bound by typical conventions. You're basically hoping to strike gold in a copper mine. Let's make sure you're not completely in the dark with a basic question. To provide... to keep the people down, man! Down with the government! And no, it's to provide public services. Things cost money, and they need to get it from somewhere. Taxes are collected mainly for providing public services. Education, medical care, the police, fire departments, and so much more are paid for by taxes. Yeah, we gotta build roads and bridges and keep them in working order, right?
はい
Like I said, there's a whole lot I don't know. But aren't you interested in where your money goes? When I woke up today, on my birthday, I felt like shit. But more to the point, I was not expecting to talk taxes. Let's shift to the main theme. What would you tax? Sato-san. Let's go with tobacco. Yeah, I spoke myself, so I don't really want to pay a tax on them, but I suppose they're non-essential. If you're going to jack up taxes, it's the non-essential stuff you want to start with. Yep, that's true. If it's for something that you don't need to survive, then people are going to be more forgiving.
Yeah.
People bitch and moan, but I think they'd still folk over 300. You'd have a long, hard think about each pack being worth it. What about 500 a pack? I'd probably quit cold turkey. But if we raised it incrementally... Oh my god, that big... Tax is tied to everyday living, huh? A tax on oxygen! Every time you breathe, you give 100 yen to the government.
Yeah.
People with cars are obviously living it up here. Why not skim a little more off the top? There's definitely room to raise taxes without too much notice. Oh, now I'm starting to see why there was an angry mob after you.
Yeah.
Hey, if nothing else, it'll encourage people to take public transit. Anything else about taxation?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about that sales tax those goofballs were all riled up about.
Hey.
Well, why stop at 3%? Sure, you could go in it, but wouldn't you get more if you bumped it up? That would be impossible. Majima-san, you saw what happened. Just the 3% tax caused so much outrage. People wanted me to tear me apart.
Yeah.
You ain't thinking. People are pissed because you sprang a new thing on them. And you had to turtle up. You gotta think about the long game. Majima, shut up. Familiarity's a scary thing, my friend. Sure, people are bitching and moaning about the shiny new tax, but once it becomes a regular part of life, they'll move on to the next thing to bitch and moan about. That is true, but at the same time, please shut up. And that's when you gradually start turning the screws. Every time you hike it up a little, you'll get some more blubbering, but they won't be screaming bloody murder like the first time you introduced the tax. You want to know why? Because they'll be used to getting screwed. If something they've already accepted gets a little worse, it's just a fact of life doing what they do. So if you want to pull the cash, you gotta have a plan to really amp up that sales tax. Fear fucking Majima. And I think you're terrifying, actually. Yes, be scared. Are you even of this earth? No, I am a demon from hell. Nice to meet you.
Eh?
No, not really. Sorry, I have 3% right. 50% of everything! I'm gonna say 5%.
せや
That sounds appropriate, but I get the feeling that would only be a temporary solution.
Boy.
I'm so glad I took the time to speak with you. You're a wealth of ideas. Ashwood. Do your country proud, you hear? Wait, jacking up taxes. If taxes go up, is it my fault?